All right, so for today's class, we are going to be going over the design section within Command. Now to get started, I'm at the Command sign-in page. I'm at agent.kw.com, and I'm going to sign in with my KW username and password. I will give you a moment to do the same as well. Now when accessing designs or when accessing Command, specifically designs, we recommend using either Google Chrome or Firefox. I've seen that Firefox tends to work best with the design section specifically. So I'm using Firefox today. Now, once we sign in, that's going to bring us to our Command dashboard. Today, we are going to be working within the design section. Over here on the left is our applet menu. These are the different sections within Command. And while you're still learning what these different icons are, you can actually click on this KW at the top left, and it will expand this menu and show you the name of each applet. Let's go ahead and click on Designs, the little icon that looks like a paintbrush. Now, this first part of the design section is basically a library of pieces we've created before. So they just changed this actually this week. I believe it changed Tuesday night or Wednesday morning. Up at the left, you can utilize this search box to search for designs within your design library. There's also a message here that says the new email editor is here. We aren't going to be going over creating an email piece today. I do go over that in my Marketing with Command class. So definitely check that out if you're interested. We're going to be focusing on print and social pieces today. Now over here to the right, you can toggle between your different types of designs. We can see our different email pieces that we've created, social, print, and video. You can also utilize this search or this dropdown to sort by date. Now to create something new, we're going to go up to the top right and click Create Design. This will give us the option to select which type of design we'd like to create. So we're going to focus on social and print today, but we do also have this really cool option to create a video design. This is basically a little video explaining different statistics and showing listing data within a neighborhood that you select. So it's really easy to quickly create these. I'm going to go ahead and click video. We'll start with that today and then continue. Now these videos are great for using on social media. You can actually post them directly through the campaign section in Command. You can also utilize them for a campaign, an ad campaign through Facebook or social media if you'd like. So this starts by having you search for a neighborhood. So I'm going to go ahead and enter a neighborhood now. You type in the neighborhood name, and then you can select from the drop-down below. Once you've selected your neighborhood, go ahead and click Next. And this is basically going to generate all the information on this neighborhood for you. Now this is pulling over from Nextdoor, so it does auto-populate with this information, but you do also have the option to edit this if you'd like. So you can change the neighborhood name, you can change the home price if you find that it's different, number of homes for sale, average days on the market. It's going to pull all of this info over for us, but if you see any discrepancies, you can also just manually change these out. You can also select neighborhood features from this section here. You can select up to 3. So for example, I can remove lots of dancing and add coffee culture. If we click on agent information, it will expand this section. Now this is pulling over from our marketing profile. Looks like it didn't pull over the phone number, so I'll go ahead and add that in. But this should be complete, though again, you can manually update this as well. Lastly, market center and brokerage information. This again is populating from your marketing profile, so it should be up to date. If you do need to edit your marketing profile, you can go up here. It's within your settings under Connect Settings. Once we click next, it'll go ahead and generate this video for us. So this says it may take up to 10 seconds. Usually works pretty quickly. And it's going to put together this awesome video that we can use on social media. We can post it on social media, or we can create an ad with this. So to give you an example of what this looks like, it's a really cute little video. You can see it has these great graphics. It includes those statistics that we just added in, and so on. So a really cool little piece to give information about a neighborhood that you select. So then all we have to do is click Save. And now this will appear in our videos section. So I'm just going to go ahead and refresh this, and our video should be there. So I refreshed, I'm selecting video over here at the top right, and here's our video. From here, we can click on this little dot, dot, dot to either download. You can actually save the video file. You can use it in a campaign. So you can create an ad, run a Facebook ad, and have this be the graphic. You can share on social, which will also bring you over to the campaign section. We touch on campaigns and social posting within our Facebook Ads 101 class, and also within our Marketing with Command class. So this will bring you, both of these will bring you over to the campaign section. You can also rename or delete. So if you ever need to edit this, if you find maybe there are, some of the info is different, like there's more listings or less listings than it says, there's no way to edit these. All you would need to do is just delete it and recreate it. But those are great little designs that you can use for your marketing. Now also up here at the top right, there is an option for import design. And I'll give you more information about that in a moment. This is basically to import a PDF. You can actually import PDFs to Command. They will become editable for you. So Command will actually detect the text and the image files, and you'll be able to change the text and move things around. But let's go back to the top right again and click Create Design. This time we're going to select Social. Now there's also an option here to import photos and text from a listing. This is great because this is linked to the KWLS. So you can actually pull over your listing photos and listing details into your marketing pieces, making it really easy to customize your designs. We're going to skip this for now. We will do this when we create a print piece. If you ever forget this option, you can also select your listing from within the piece itself. So that's what we're going to start with. So let's click on Social and then Continue. Now this is going to refresh and bring us into We Brand. This is where we can access all of our great social and print templates. Now this first brings us into the Templates tab. We can see all of our template choices over here on the left, and then the different types of designs. Now we are going to come back to this. We're going to look at My Designs and the assets first before we actually go in and create something together. So let's go ahead and click on My Designs. This is basically just an expanded version of that library we saw previously when we clicked on the Designs icon within Command. This gives you full access to all of your different pieces. This is also where you can start with a blank template. So you can choose the size and then completely create this from a fresh start. Here is also the option to import a PDF. You can actually import those PDFs from your computer and they will become editable for you. And here we'll bring you back to those templates. Now down below, we also have the option to create folders. So you can see we have quite a few designs in our library. If we want to help organize this, we can utilize folders. So I'm going to click this New Folder button over on the far right. I can name my folder, so I will say Social Pieces. You can name this whatever you'd like and then click OK. Now you can see this created a new folder. Now all I need to do is basically just drag and drop my pieces into this folder. So that's a great way for you to organize your designs. Once you actually click on these, it'll bring you in. Let's click Assets up toward the top left. Now this is a good section to take a look at before you actually create any of your marketing pieces. This first starts with colors and fonts. This is where you can add in different color palettes and fonts that you may be using in your designs. So if you have your own specific colors that you're using for branding or specific fonts, you can actually upload those here. You can choose to create new color palettes, upload fonts from your computer. You can customize these by clicking this plus sign. It'll actually allow you to select the color. You can add in those specific colors that you need. Under images, this is where you're going to want to put any stock photos that you may want to use, as well as your headshots. This is not populating from this page, but these are mine and Scott's headshots here, and we'll be able to use those on our design. Under text, these are different text fields that you may use frequently on your pieces. So things like your tagline, your social media information, your bio, you can add those in here and then easily drag and drop them onto your pieces. To create a new field, we will click New Field at the top right, and we can choose what type of text field we'd like to add in. And I'll show you what this actually looks like when we create a piece. Under logos, this is where you'd want to add in your brokerage's specific logo or your team logo. You can do so by clicking the upload button over on the far right, and this will allow you to upload those logos here. Under elements, these are sort of like clip art. There are elements that you have access to on the piece. So if you have your own stickers, objects, shapes, things that you want to use on your designs, you can also upload those here. Now, videos and files, these cannot actually be used on your social or print pieces, but you can choose to store any video or additional files here as well. So it's a good idea to take a look at this. I would recommend making sure that you have your logo added in and your headshot. Those are going to be the most important and things you'll use most frequently on your designs. So let's go back to templates and actually create something together. So we're going to click on templates at the top left. Now we have a lot of different choices over here. We have different pieces for the app, listing pieces. This is actually where you'll find listing presentations as well. I'm going to focus on social pieces first, so you can start over here and check out some of these items like coming soon, for sale, just listed. There's different templates for buyers, lead gen, client love. There's holiday pieces in here, which I love. They always have new, fun, updated holiday and seasonal pieces. Under business basics, we have some business card templates, some email signatures, letterhead. There's also social branding. You can use these for your Facebook and LinkedIn cover photos. You can also use these as Zoom backgrounds if you'd like. And then some additional leadership, professional services, and luxury pieces down below. So let's go ahead and start with for sale. So under listings, click on for sale. And now you can see we have quite a few different choices up here. We selected social, but it's showing me social and print pieces up here. We'll get into print here in a little bit, but let's start by clicking on social wide. These are going to be formatted for Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. But the great thing about these designs is they're pretty interchangeable as well. So you can download these as a JPEG, you can download it as a PDF, whatever you need. These are very adjustable. Social Square, these are going to be great for Instagram, though you can post these on Facebook as well. And then Social Stories. These are great for your Facebook stories, your Instagram stories. They are the perfect size. We also have LinkedIn and Twitter will be coming soon. Those are new. So we're going to start by clicking social wide today. So under listings for sale, social wide, and let's go ahead and just select this first option here. I'm going to put my mouse on top of the design and click use. Now here is our design. Now there is also this new feature down here, the Pages menu. This is really important for multi-page documents. So for this piece, this is just going to be one page. I can go ahead and click on Pages over here on the far right, and it'll show me all of my pages here. Now this is really important for things like listing presentations. You actually have to make sure all of your pages are added in over here on the right in order to have a full document and make sure you have everything that you need. We do have a shorter video on that. We will be creating a flyer today, but I'll see if I can touch on that listing presentation section for you as well, just to make sure nobody loses their work. But this is our piece here. Basically, we're just going to click and edit. Now over here on the left, we do have this menu. It starts with images. You can see from the assets section, it pulled over our headshots and then these different photos and logos. Under Workspace, this is where you actually have access to stock photos. There's also this guided tour here. If you click through this, it'll feature different items, different sections of this piece and this workspace. I'm going to go ahead and click skip. But under Images and Workspace, this is where you can find different stock photos. And there's lots of great photos in here that you can use on your pieces. And under Add, if you need to add a photo from your computer or any one of these outlets, you can do so here. So these will all follow the same structure. Under Text, you can add text. You have access to some text banners here that you can drag and drop onto your pieces. For example, I'm just dragging and dropping that over here. Going to go ahead and delete that. Oop. Back under text. Also under Workspace, this is just this piece of text that says each office is independently owned and operated. This is already on our piece, so we don't need to add that there. And then My Assets, these are those little text blocks that we can add in as well. Under Logos, these are the logos from the My Assets section. And then under Workspace, you have access to some KW logos as well. Now, this is only where you can find these regular KW logos. If you do need help accessing your office's specific logos, those can be found under kwconnect.com. I'm going to go ahead and pull that up and I can send you guys the direct link. So your specific office's logos, those are found under KW Connect. They are under the Resources tab, under Marketing. And then Logos and Branding. I'm going to go ahead and drop this direct link in the chat. So on this page, you can find basically any KW logo you would ever need. And then halfway down, you can actually type in your market center's information and download their specific logo. So definitely check out that link I just dropped in the chat. Back to our design. So that's the logos section. Under icons, these are those little stickers, like clip art that we can add on there. And then we have KWLS. So when we came into this piece, we chose not to add photos and text from a listing. If you forget to do that, or you just want to add it on later, you can do so by clicking KWLS. So here you can search for your listing. You can search by any one of these options. So I'm going to search by address. And this is pulling over directly from the KWLS. So once you find your listing down below, you can click select, and this is going to give you access to the listing photos and details. Now let's actually go in and start editing our piece. So I want to start by editing this photo here. This is really easy. Over here on the left, I have my listing photos. All I need to do is go over to the left. I'm going to click on the photo that I want. And while holding down the button on my mouse, I can just simply drag this over. Now, once I drag this on top of another image on the piece, it will replace that for me right away. So once I let go of the button on my mouse, that'll be dropped in for me. Now, there is this error right now where it puts the photo up at the top left corner. That's totally fine. All you have to do is click on that. So click on the photo and then click Reposition. And this will allow me to move this back over and adjust the cropping. Once you have this positioned, you can click Done, and the photo has been added in. So that's one way you can drag and drop. Over here on the left, there's also, or if we click on our photo first that we'd like to replace, we can go over to the left and click Replace Image. And that'll plug that in. Again, we will need to hit that reposition button and make sure this fits properly. I like one of these interior photos, so I'll go ahead and use those. Again, I'm just going to drag this over. So that's how we can edit those photos, by either dragging and dropping or using the replace feature. Now we need to change the text. So I'm going to click on the address up at the top right. Of course, we can just manually click in this box and start to type in the new text. We have options to change the font, change the size, change the style. I'm going to click on this directly and then go back over to the left and click on listing details. You can see it pulls over all the details from the KWLS. And I'm going to hit that replace button. So I found my property address. I have the property address selected over here. All I have to do is click this replace button and that'll plug it in automatically for me. Now you may want to readjust this. It doesn't add in the state, so I'm just double clicking in that text box and updating this. And I can also reposition. So I can drag and drop. You can see as I'm moving things around, these grid lines are appearing and the block is basically snapping into place. This is so your piece will be aligned and everything looks good. Now over here, all of this information is in one text block. So if I were to hit the replace button, it would only replace it. For example, if I hit replace next to bedrooms, it would replace all of this with just a number 3. So I'm just going to manually click in this box and then type in the information. So this is 3 bed, 2 full bath, 2 half bath. Wait. And then we can add in the square footage. I actually don't know if that's right. So I would probably, I don't know, I'm not a realtor. I don't know the proper way to add that in. Normally I would put 2.5 bath, but it's 2 half bath. So I'm just going to leave it as 4 for now. Under square foot, we'll manually type that in. And then I'll add in the price. And if anybody wants to put in the chat how you would write that out, I'm very curious because I'm really not sure how to type out 2 half baths. All right, so my listing details have been updated here. I'll go ahead and click on this box here to change the year built. Oh, actually, and it's perfect, 2015. And then the last thing we need to do is change out the logo. So I'm going to click on the logo down here at the bottom right. And then this will actually bring up the logo section automatically. It's detecting that this is a logo. So you can choose from the Workspace to use any of these stock KW logos. You can also go into My Assets to use any of the logos you've uploaded previously. So I'll go ahead and hit the Replace button, and my logo has been added in. And you can readjust this by dragging and dropping. So really quickly, really easily, I was able to create this social piece. Now you will notice that this is pretty straightforward. There's not a lot of information on this piece. Since we're going to be posting this on Facebook, you can leave it pretty simple. You don't need to put in the property description or anything like that. You would actually put that in the body of the post. So on Facebook, we would put that in the text field. On Instagram, that would be in the description. So we can leave this with minimal text and info, and this looks great. So we do need to save this. If you go up here and click on File at the top left, this should be set to auto save. So this should be saving as you're working, but it's never a bad idea to check that out. We're going to go up here to the top right, and this is the file name. I'm going to go ahead and double click in this box and change the file name. So I'm going to call this La Visa for Sale FB. This is my Facebook piece. And then once I click out of that box, it'll save right away for me. Now we have a few options. If we click on download, we can choose to download this file and save it to our computer. Under file type, I would save this as a JPEG file. So I'll go ahead and do so here. You can adjust the image quality, select the pages if it's multi-pages, and then click download, and this will save to my computer. From there, I can choose to open up a new tab and go to Facebook. and post it directly. But the great thing about this is you can actually post this through the campaign section in Command. So here's our piece, looks great. So let's go ahead and click done, and I'm going to give you a quick preview on how you can download or post this directly to Facebook from within Command. So I'm going to click done at the top right. Now we do go over this more in depth in my marketing with Command class, but I always like to give you guys a little preview of this. So we're going to go over to the left and click on the icon that looks like a megaphone. That will bring us into campaigns. Now we want to post that social piece we just created. So I'm going to click Create Campaign at the top right, and then Social Post. Now I'm just going to run through this pretty quickly because we do go over this in my marketing class. So we'll click Social Post, and then basically we're just going to put together the post. Over here on the left, we will answer these items, and it will build my post over here on the right. So our Facebook account is already connected. This is done within settings up here at the top right. So you will want to make sure you have that done first. If you just click on your name and then settings, it'll bring you into applications and you can connect your Facebook for social posting. You can also do so down here at the bottom left. So under text, this is where we would put our property description. We have 2,200 characters. So our post itself, the image was didn't have a ton of information on it, just the basic property details. This is where you can add more. So I would do something like just listed in Franklin, add in the property description, and then contact today for more information. So you can add more details here. You have 2,200 characters. Next, we have the option to add the image or video file. You can also add a link. We want to use that design we just created. So this is selected, this has image selected already. I'm going to leave this as Browse Design Library, and then click Browse Designs Library here. You can see this brings us into the library, and here's our piece we just created. So once I click on that, it will pull my piece in for me. Sometimes if you do this too quickly, it says the piece isn't ready yet. So this should generate for us. And there we go. You do have to adjust the cropping. If you click on this drop-down menu here and change it to wide, it'll actually fit perfectly. But you can manually adjust this as well. Once I click crop, you can see it's building my post over here on the right. Now DBA logo, this is optional. This is pulling over the logo from your marketing profile. Our piece itself already had a logo and the ownership statement on it, so we don't need to include those. So I can go ahead, you can see it put this logo here. I'm going to remove this by clicking the X. Now lastly, we just need to post it. We can choose to schedule this post for the future. We can also publish immediately. I'm going to schedule this for tomorrow. You can just select the date and time here, tomorrow at 12 p.m. And there isn't a save box on here. If you just click outside of this box, it will update. So you can see tomorrow at 12 p.m. And there we go. We can choose to now save this as a draft or schedule the post. So that's really how you can go in and post this directly from Command. This is our piece we just created. So I'm just going to go ahead and save this as a draft. And there we go. Now definitely check out my marketing with Command class. We go over this more in detail, a little slower, and we touch on all the different campaigns. So let's go back to the design section. We're going to click on that paintbrush icon again. Now, I also want to point out some of our print pieces we have access to. So we're back in designs. These are our pieces we've created before. Let's go ahead and click Create Design again at the top right. Print. And then this time we will import photos and text from a listing. So print, check the box, and click Continue. Now this is going to bring up a KWLS search page. You can toggle between all listings, which will give you that full KWLS access, or only my listings. So I'm going to leave this as all listings so I can do a full search, and I'm going to type in the listing address. Once I find my listing, I can click select, and this will refresh and bring me into WeBrand again. Now we're going to focus on creating a print piece. So again, same sort of menu over here on the left. I'm going to click on listings, and we're going to very quickly just put together a flyer together. So listings, for sale, and then we have some choices up here. There are additional items like door hangers. We'll come back to flyers. There's different types of postcards, brochures, more brochures, lots of good stuff. Now they are offering printing now. I believe at this time it's just for single-sided flyers. I believe they're working to expand that option soon, but you do have the access to download the print quality files, so you can print these on your own. So you can see different types of brochures, different postcard sizes, and so on. Now there are two different types of flyers. There's flyers letter and flyers A4. This has to do with paper size. So I believe A4 is the common paper size within Europe. So you will want to choose 8.5 by 11. So if you're in the US, this is going to be the standard size for us. So I'm going to click Flyers Letter. And let's just choose this first option here. All right, and it does tell me that my design is available for print because it is just a single-sided one-page flyer, which is awesome. So I'm going to exit out of that, and I'm just going to run through this really quickly so you guys can see how quickly we can create this flyer. So down at the bottom, I did zoom in just so we can get a closer look. I'm going to start by swapping out the photos. So now when I go to KWLS on the left, my listing is already selected for me. So I'm just going to drag and drop some photos over, make sure they are in the right position. I'm clicking that reposition button and done. Same thing down here. Now I do want to show you how you can also upload a photo from your computer. So I'm going to go into the images section and click add. So let's say I have these listing photos. They're not in KWLS. I have them on my computer. I can go here to images and add, and then click here to upload the file from my computer. So I'll go ahead and select that file, and that will bring in the photo. It's actually the same photo, but you can see it's populating here. And I can use that. So if your photos are not in KWLS, you can go ahead and upload those from your computer here. But I'm going to use those KWLS photos. I'll just drag and drop these over. So super quick, I was able to adjust the photos. I might have gone too quickly actually, because it looks like it removed my photo. Let's see. Well, if that ever happens, that's okay. I think I went too quickly and it just removed the photo. All right, I'm actually not sure why it's doing that, but that's okay. You can also just manually add these over. So if I want to add this photo, I can just drag. Oh, it is there. I'm not sure why it's not adding these. So I'm just going to delete them all together, or attempt to. There we go. I'm going to try to just add in the photo manually. So I click the plus sign and I'm just going to drag it into this space. So you may have to play around with it. If it gives you a funny error, that's okay. Just keep messing with it. It should work for you. So what I did was I just went to my photos over here on the left and I clicked the plus sign. You can see it kind of just plops the photo on top of everything, but then I can drag and drop this, resize it, and add it into my flyer. So we'll just go with that super quick. just for the sake of it having it. So I can't tell you what's going on right here with these grid lines. Oh, did it go behind? You're probably right. So what it did was it's behind the background. But I don't think, let me see. Well, what I can do is I can delete my background. No, I don't know. I think this is just an error. I'm not quite sure what happened there. But that's okay. And now I lost my background. So let me see if I can get that back in there. We may need to start over. I removed my background and I know okay, there we go. So you can just select the background. You can change the color or you can add an image on the background. I'm not quite sure what's going on with these image files right here. It just has like the grid outline. I think that might be an error, but that was a great thought to think, to say that it went behind, but I don't think they are behind because once I remove it, they're not there and I can't click on these. So you can change the order. Oh, and it looks like that actually went away. So if you want to bring something to the front, you can do so by clicking arrange up here and send to top. But it looks like it is. I'm just not sure what these little grid lines are. That seems to be an error. So we're just going to roll with that for the sake of getting this done quickly. I'm going to go up here and change out this info. So I'm going to click on the property description and then go over to listing details. Now the property description typically is the last option over here under listing details. So I'll go ahead and just click that replace button and then I can just manually update this and add it in. Of course, you can change the font. You can make it bigger, smaller, rearrange, but this looks good. Down here at the bottom, I will update my information. So I'll go ahead and click on the headshot and then go back to images. I can go into my assets and I can drag my photo over. I'm going to manually add in my contact info. So for the app, you can put in the rest of your app code, change out the email, change out the phone number. So really quickly, I'm just clicking and editing. So adding in my number here, and then my email address. I'll change out this logo super quick. So when I click on the logo, it detects that this is a logo file. I'm going to use just a regular KW logo from the Workspace. So once I click on logos, I can select this white logo here. So you can see really quickly, I'm able to change this out. I'm just going to leave the property details for now. Same process, but there we go. So we were able to create this flyer. And now we have a few options. So we do need to change the file name. So I'll just go up here and write Lavisa Flyer. And this will save for me once I click away from that. Now I can either download it. I can also order print. So for printing right now, this is just available for these single-sided flyers. So once I click order print, it will give me options. Oh, well, I'm not, now it did tell me that it's not compatible. I'm not quite sure why. I wonder if it's because that's out of bounds. Let's see. Okay, so something I did in the editing made this so it's not compatible with print. I'm not exactly sure why, but for those, it did tell me at the beginning that the 8.5 by 11 flyers were available for print. So it does, yeah, it did say not enough room on the edges, but I'm working within the parameters that it had. So I'm not totally sure what happened here for it not to be printable. I wonder if I zoom out or zoom into 100%. I apologize, guys. We're hitting a couple funny errors today. But typically for these flyers, as it said at the beginning, you would be able to order prints, but that's okay. You can also download this on your own. So I'm going to click the download button and we have some options up here. You can select file type. If you wanted to post this on social media, you can download the JPEG or the PNG file. You can also download the PDF. So you can download a standard PDF or PDF for printing. Within these options, you can also add the bleed marks. So to make sure that this is good for printing. You can add manual bleed, basically adjusting this for whatever your printer requires to make sure that all the important information is within the parameters, so it's not cut off when you're printing it. This is going to print on the whole page, so you can see this looks good. Oh, maybe it's my logo down here. Let's try that. No, okay. But you can download this, download that PDF for printing. These bleed and crop marks, these are going to be really important if it's something that needs to be cut out, like a postcard. For this flyer, this is going to take up the whole page, so it should be good to go. So I'm going to just choose PDF for printing, and then I can download here. This is going to give me that high quality PDF that I can then take to my printer or print at home or in the office on my own. This is working to download. I'm just giving it one more second. Oh, yeah, you can see, here we go. We have our print quality flyer, and now we can use this for our marketing. You can't print directly from here. You do have to download the file first. Then you would be able to open that file up on your computer and then print. So if I was in here in the flyer itself, then I could go up to file print. All right, let's go ahead and click done. And that will bring us back to command. Now I do want to touch on super duper quick listing presentations and multi-page items, just because that did change recently and we've had some agents who unfortunately have lost their work. So we're going to click create design again. Choose print and then continue. So I'm just going to show you really quickly how this works and how you can work with multiple pages. So we're going back into WeBrand and I'm going to pull up a listing presentation. So we're going to go over to the left and click on listings and then listing presentation. There's also buyer presentations in here, which is great. Oh. Well, I apologize. They must be running some updates right now. Because I'm having trouble, as you can see, we're running into some speed bumps. So I'm going to pull up our YouTube channel and show you, I'm going to drop the link in the chat for you guys for that video on listing presentations, because when you're editing those pieces, you do have to make sure that you're making that every single page is added onto the design. So let me find that for you. I do think this is really important if you are creating a listing presentation or something that has multiple pages. This is going to be really helpful. So I'm going to drop this link in the chat for you. And you guys can check that out once that becomes live again. Now, somebody had a great question about creating door hangers, putting the same door hanger on two pages or on two on one page to print two at a time. That is a really great question. I'm honestly not sure if that's possible. If you can shoot us an email after class, we'd be happy to take a closer look. I am not 100% sure if that is possible. That might need to be like manually done outside of command and then printed that way. Oh yeah, somebody says they're running into speed bumps as well, but that's okay. We're getting through it together. So our email, I just put it in the chat, is support@scottleroymarketing.com, and I'll send it to this person directly as well, so they have it. Oh, perfect. So if I apologize again that we're not fully able to touch on everything today. So if you guys are running into these issues later or have questions on things that we couldn't touch on, please reach out to us and we'd be happy to take a closer look. Now we're going to switch gears just a little bit. We're going to go to our website, scottleroymarketing.com, and I want to show you how you can create email signatures from templates on our website. So this is our site, scottleroymarketing.com. You do have to log in to get full access to all of our resources. So I'm going to click login over on the right side. And here you just need to enter your market center number. Now there is a small handful of offices that have an actual password. This isn't going to be your KW password. For most of you, this will just be your market center number. This can be found at the top right of your My KW screen. So this can be found in mykw.kw.com when you're logging in. It should show your market center number up at the top right. So you can see market center 594. If you have trouble finding your market center number, or if you just don't know what it is, you can reach out to your office or to us and we'll help you recover that. But I'm going to sign in with my market center number and that will give me full access to scottleroymarketing.com. To access our templates, we're going to go to KW Resources, highlight that at the top, and then just click on Templates directly. Now we offer lots of templates on our site, everything from different calendars, flyers, Facebook cover photos, but most people utilize our email signatures. I'm also going to point out this video at the top. I'm going to do a quick run through of an email signature today. I also recommend watching this video here. This is going to go over this a little more in detail, a little slower, and then it'll actually go in and attach a signature to your Gmail at the end. But if we scroll down, you can see all of our different template types. There are somebody asked about business card templates. There are business card templates within Command, and we do have some here as well. We don't offer printing just yet, and I don't believe Command will offer printing for business cards at this time, but you are able to download those PDFs and have them printed that way. So these are listed in alphabetical order. We're going to go down and click on email signatures. This brings us into Google Drive where we can see 4 different folders of our different email signatures. So you do have to be signed into a Google account to access these. I'm going to click sign in and then sign in with my email. If you don't have a Gmail that you're using currently, your kw.com email is actually a Gmail, so that will give you full access as well. So I'm signing into my Gmail and that will give me full access to the templates. I'm going to click on modern email signatures, but we have quite a few options in each folder. And you can see some examples of our signatures. Now these are totally customizable, so we're going to click on this first option here. Again, we are in the modern signatures folder. And I'm going to double click on the first option. So this brings us into Google Slides. You can see there's 3 different slides over here on the left. The first one is the signature itself. The second one is telling us that if we add in any links or icons that we want to be clickable on this, this will just be a flat image. You won't be able to link individual elements on this signature. So just keep that in mind. And this third one is just telling you to watch that video to get the steps. So you can see when I'm in the actual signature itself, I'm clicking, but I can't do anything. So what we have to do is we need to go over to the top left and click on File, and then make a copy. This is basically going to make a copy of this file to our own personal Google Drive, and then we'll be able to edit this. So File, make a copy, and then I just need this first slide, so I'm going to do Selected Slides. So File, make a copy, Selected Slides. It will ask you if you want to rename this. and then click OK. So you can see this is bringing up a brand new tab, and we'll actually be able to make changes to the signature. So editing these is really simple. We can basically just click in the text boxes and change out the information. I can change the colors, change the fonts, change the sizes. Of course, add in my contact information. So you can totally change these around. Add in your email. I'm going to make this a little smaller so my email fits. You can add in your website. Now again, these will not be clickable on the signature. So just keep that in mind. I'm just going to go ahead and remove this hyperlink. Oh, well, it looks like it's a link, but there we go. When you actually click on the link, you can choose to remove this. Now we want to change out the photo. For the photo and the logo, it will follow the same process. You'll just click on the item that you're changing. You can right click. Right click on that image and then go to replace image. I'm going to upload my headshot from my computer. So I'm going to go to upload from computer. And then find my headshot here. A great question. Is the signature linked to one page if clicked? Yes, that is possible. So when you're actually in your Gmail settings, you can link the entire thing. So you can link the whole image to your website, which is probably what I would recommend. But for example, if you wanted to add your Facebook link, Twitter, whatever it is, I would recommend putting those in your signature underneath. You can actually upload each little logo individually. So Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and then you can link those to each individual page. So yes, great question. You can link this whole thing to one website. So if I was an agent, I'd probably just link the whole thing to my website. You can make further changes to this. Of course, you can resize things. You can move them around. You can change this background if you'd like. So I can click on this black bar here. I can change the color. So you can totally customize this, add in your colors, your branding, and so on. But once this is good to go, this is saved to our drive. So this is already saved within our Google Drive, but we want to save the signature file itself. So I'm going to go up to the top left and click File, and then Download. Now, typically you would download this as a JPEG. We've seen that when you download the JPEG, it does come out a little fuzzy. So we take a couple extra steps. So we're going to do File, Download, and then I'm going to download this as a PDF document. I'm just going to save that to my computer. Now, unfortunately, you can't upload a PDF file to your email signature. It does have to be a JPEG. So I'm going to take one extra step. We're going to go to this website, PDF2jpg.net, and I will drop that in the chat for you guys as well. So PDF2jpg.net. And this is just a free converter website. So really quickly, we can upload our PDF file, the one we just created. Make sure the JPEG quality is excellent. So upload your file, change the quality to excellent, and then click Convert. This works really quickly. It's totally free. And now we can download that JPEG file, which can be attached to our email. So I'm going to click Download, and I'll pop this open. So you can see that does look a little fuzzy still, but your signature won't be this size. Once you make it something like this, which is probably what it would look like, looks great. And now you can go into your email settings and link that. So back on our website, this video at the top, this will go over that process again, creating an email signature and then actually attaching it to your Gmail. Thank you guys for watching our class today. I know we went over a ton of stuff, so if you have further questions, please feel free to reach out. Here's our email address and our phone number. We are here Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern. I did record this class, so this will be up on slmtraining.com later today. That's where you can access all of our recorded training classes. If we don't talk to you soon, I hope everybody has a great weekend.